up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica. We are down here, girl. What's going on? I did. What are you talking about? Y'all, how many times y'all want me to confirm the damn dental appointment? Girl, I'll confirm it when I get to this light. What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, honey, to talk about Married to Medicine. Married to Medicine was a filler episode. I was like, oh, this episode is going by real fast, and nothing's really happened. So we're on our way to get us a iced latte today. It is scheduled to be 115 degrees today. When I woke up this morning, it was like 5:15, 5:25. I don't remember. It was 5 something 5. It was 2 5s in it. 5:25, 5:15. Child was asleep. I couldn't hardly get up. But it was already hot. It was already hot this morning. And then around 6 o'clock, I looked and it was like 78 or 76 already. I was like, girl, what the hell? So the line to Starbucks looks like it's ignorant. So we'll see how that works out for us. But Married to Medicine was mostly focused on the minions, and then the storyline with Eugene and Toya, which I thought was actually something that could help a lot of people. A lot of people are going through that, whether they're married or single. A lot of people are going through just burnout from their jobs that they loved so much. But then also it's kind of a different dynamic with Eugene, him being the, before Married to Medicine, him being the primary source of income in the house, or the sole source of income, primary and source, the source. That kind of gives a different dynamic, because now he's like, has to figure out what's the next step. I thought it was a little strange, the conversation between him and Damon. They must have cut out a lot, because it felt like Damon, and I'm not saying that Damon is not, because he seems like he's super duper helpful. He seems like he's a mentor for Eugene, was a mentor for Eugene. But it seemed like he was like, they must have cut a lot out of their conversation, because it didn't seem like he was like giving him advice. It was like he didn't know. It's almost like he didn't know what to tell him. And I was like, what? And it seemed like Eugene was like getting like not getting what he needed out of Dr. Damon. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, so I'm just trying to see, where, what my next step should be. Because he was like, because when you were in ER, it seemed like you hated it. And he was like, yeah, you used to come in there and be all happy and shit. Like, I'd be like, it's not a happy place. So Damon was unhappy in his position, and then he switched over. So I guess he's trying, he wants to ask Damon, how did you make that transition? And that's the perfect person to ask. He's now tired of working in the emergency room. And that's just what it is. So let's see what's going on. He says plan A is breaking his heart. He was saying that, does he have a plan B? I guess the plan B is just figuring out, what the next step is. There is no plan B. But did you think you were going to work in ER for your whole career? That's high stress. And then they said with what's it called, a caranya, honey. That really changed the perspective of a lot of physicians. They're like, I don't want to do this no more. It's something else. This was too much for me. I think it just twisted a lot of physicians to the point where they just don't. They're done. A lot. You hear a lot of a lot of them, in digital spaces, articles and stuff like that, talking about how they really are like, no. I don't want to do this anymore. Shit, there's a lot of people in their regular jobs. How can I help you? Hi, may I have a iced venti dirty chai double with oat milk and 3 pumps of brown sugar? Okay. That's it. All right, I'll see you at the window for $8.75 today, okay? Thank you. Thank you. No. Oh, I forgot to do the pre-order. Y'all was telling me yesterday to do the pre-order. See, and it'd be so like, I be in the flow, and I feel like I didn't do the pre-order thing, which I should have done. Let's see. Oh, let me move up. I forgot to do the pre-order, y'all. Sorry. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm not sorry, but I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it when I think about it. Shit. I can't make no promises. Tomorrow I'll do it tomorrow. Girl, I don't know. We don't even know if tomorrow will come. Today might be the last day for everybody. That's awful, huh? We're all gonna die. What else were they talking about? The O shots. They were talking about that. Oh, we got to see Anila's mother. So Kieran, he did like I thought you know what really upsets me is how reserved black men are in spaces with each other. It's so I'd be like, ugh. Hi. The total is $8.75. May I have a short straw, please? Thank you. Thank you. You too. And there was a scene with Anila and her mom. And she was looking at her mom while she was driving. And she was looking at her for a long time. I was like, bitch, would you fucking pay attention to where you driving? She was making me nervous. Anila be making me nervous. Were these over my ears? I think they were. I don't know. I don't remember. Okay, anyway. So yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like I be looking at, like I be feeling bad, like I do, and I feel bad when I see, like, I know they don't have to, the men don't have to do injectables, they don't have to get Botox, they don't have to do none of that. But I feel like if that was the husbands in New Jersey, that whole scene would have been more fun than what we saw. I don't know why I feel bad. I feel bad that black men can't even live in the full expression of themselves. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, is that y'all so reserved and boring? It's like, it's weird. And I was watching them. I was just like, are y'all having fun? It was a lot of like uncomfortable moments, you know? It was a lot of uncomfortable moments. And I'm like, y'all need to loosen up. I don't know.
There's always room for expansion and new ideas. Whether the show ends up being true to the OG lore or not, one thing's for sure. We're getting a second look at some fan-favorite original trilogy characters.
I don't know what that was about, but you see the timing. Did you hear what it was when it first came on? Expansion. Isn't that what it said? It said something about expansion. It was talking about House of Dragons. But you always listen to things and you hear things and noises in the background. Listen, those are messages for y'all. Just listen to the random things. But anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, I was just expansion. Yes, like, why are y'all so reserved? Like I said, if that was the Housewives of New Jersey husbands, that whole scene would have been turned out. They would have been having a good time. You know, they kind of did the massaging thing. That was like a little joke. Martin was he was in his massage, honey, and Cecil was behind him massaging his back, and then Kieran got behind him and massaging his back. But I think it would have been more fun with the men from New Jersey. But anyway. So they had, it was a beers, Botox, and bourbon. So they were just sitting around. They had the manicures, the chair massages, the hand massages. I think that was a really good idea, and I think the men should do that more. And did you hear Damon? He's a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like, you use your brain, you use your hands. I feel like we should I feel like they should pamper themselves more. I feel like they should want to have their hands worked on more. You know what I'm saying? It's this curb must be a little higher than the rest of the curbs, because every time I come right here, I always hit the little flap on the bottom. Every other parking space, I don't do that. It's just this one right here. So, okay, let me go. Let me get to the notes. So yeah, they did the beers, Botox, and bourbon. They had the massage, the pedicures, and then he was gonna do Botox. I thought that was cool. But like I said, they didn't do the They didn't want to do the Botox. They didn't. It was like, I don't know. I feel bad. I be feeling bad for black men, black women too, sometimes. But I think we are allowed a little bit more expression, allowed to be expressive and like not so reserved and like look like stick in the muds, like you're like afraid to do, like, oh, I don't know. And it's like, can you speak up and say, oh, I'm not gonna, oh, I don't know, I'm gonna do that? And Karen looking like, y'all gonna do it? Y'all want to get a little Botox or something? Whatever, I don't know. Anyways, Damon and Heavenly, she comes over to the office. He apologizes to her for the way that he was talking. He said he just wants to make peace. I can't help it that I'm the peacemaker. Um, but I just wanted to try and make some peace. And from what I did go back and listen to Heavenly's stream, and there was a lot more being said. And then we saw last night, they kind of played another clip, because we kept asking, why didn't Scott say anything? But we saw a little clip last night where Heavenly was saying, don't talk to my husband like that. And then Contessa was yelling at her. And then like Scott kind of like stood up. So I don't know what the hell was going on over there. But and then I noticed that when Heavenly told Contessa, would you shut up and let the man talk? And then she said, no, Heavenly, you shut the fuck up. Why you gotta say shut the fuck up? Because then now I feel like now we taking it to a different level. You know what I'm saying? Like, now you cussing. Like, I'm a cusser. I cuss like a sailor and a truck driver had a baby. But when you use the F word, you mean business. You know what I'm saying? And especially in conflict, like, no, bitch, you shut the fuck up. Okay, now we taking it to it. It's a different level now. You know what I'm saying? It is. So the Metcalfs are our friends, and then Damon says, I didn't even realize that you might be going through a lot too with your mom. I didn't even take that into consideration. So we got to see their conversation. She had bought them some, looked like some meal prep meals that some chicken, barbecue chicken and green beans. That's what I saw. So they sat down and ate. Heavenly was looking cute in that. She was like, she was going to see her man, honey. She was like, I got to make sure I look cute. She said, I can clean house around here. You want me to come up here? I can hire the people for you. And you see how Heavenly speaks to Damon, like it's almost like it's like a I want to say it's not. I don't know if she's no. It's almost like I don't want to say. I don't want to use the like speaking life. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say she's edifying him. I just said she was encouraging, like, but it's almost encouraging. I'm sorry. It was my fault. I shouldn't have done that. You're such a good man to me. You mean so much to me, and you do da da da. It's like that. It's very intentional. It's very intentional. It's very intentional. Um, I don't like the traditional thing, the way that they operate in that traditional sense. but you could tell that it's very intentional. Like the way, it's just the way she was talking to him is very intentional. And I think it's good to be intentional and speak and edify and encourage your person, but not to the point where you're like scapegoating yourself. You know what I'm like? It was my fault. I should have never, my mother should have never went into hospice, like that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry my mom went into hospice, like that. Like apologizing at the same time. But you didn't do nothing wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. I guess like talking over him, that was like out of order. And it's not talking over Damon, it's talking over anybody. And I think really it's so weird how it'd be like base root level respect that people be asking for out of their partners, and it's the same respect that you would ask from anybody. It's no different level of respect. It's not. Respect is respect, and that's just it. And we be asking, like, expecting, and you should, child, you should expect respect, right? But I feel like I feel like we act like the person we're intimate with gets a different level of respect when respect is just respect to me. Contessa and Scott, they're in the office. Scott wants to talk about her and Heavenly. He says every time y'all get together, it's a battle. Round one, round two, round three. I can't imagine what she's going through. Losing your mom, I'm going to pray for her. This is what Contessa is saying. She's like a sister to me. Scott says, well, y'all fighting more than sisters. I'm trying to be careful because there was a wasp right there, and I didn't want it to like make its way over here and be like, hey girl, just came to make an appearance. um Losing her mom, she's like a sister. Y'all been fighting worse than sisters. And then she said something about loving her from afar. I wonder, I need to go watch Heavenly's review. I don't like to watch Heavenly's review until after. A lot of times I don't watch any. I don't watch Speak on It. I don't watch none of these shows. I don't know why. I know it could probably offer some clarity to a lot of situations. I don't watch the after show. I don't. Mm-mm. It's so good. Y'all don't have it iced yet? If you haven't had it iced, it's good. Audra and Martin, they're getting married. They already got their license. They just need to have a reception or a ceremony. So they're planning. They're over budget like everybody else goes over budget. We're going to have a Black Excellence wedding. It's going to be everybody here. It's going to be everybody here. Everybody who's who is going to be there. She wants to make sure she represents her heritage and her culture. Even though she was born in America, she still has been very connected, making sure that she pays homage and respect to her culture. So that's going to be very important for Audra. Anila, um, blogging took all day. Can't have anyone watching your children. Oh, yeah. She takes her mother to this warehouse space that she got where she's going to be doing I don't know what. And she has a blogging room, okay, where she makes her content, which is normal these days. And but I don't know what the warehouse is for. Maybe y'all can explain. Maybe I just missed that part, what the warehouse is for. But her mother is in there giving her 2 cents, and then and then Anila was like, this is not the time for that. She was like, you need to put a kitchen in here. The man who's helping design the warehouse, you saw Quad in one of the scenes with her. Oh, her hair. She's doing the hair. The I was about to say raw virgin. Is it virgin? Do they still call it virgin hair? She's about to start selling bundles, honey. She has a different angle. Her angle is not for a beauty enhancement. It's to make up for your hair is not full, that's how she's doing it. It's it's not a beauty enhancement. It's to, make your hair fuller in case you lost your hair when you went through your pregnancy or whatever, stuff like that. So that's what Anila is doing. Yes, I remember now. Her mother again is being overbearing and bossy. Again, that I couldn't thrive. I can't thrive in a space like that. I would not be able to thrive in a space like that. And what's really sad is it's acceptable because it's cultural, even though it harms and affects so many children. And what's wild is hopefully Anila doesn't grow up and act just like her mother with her daughter. Overbearing, hypercritical, no boundaries, no respect. You heard her mother tell her, I'm older than you. That's it. I don't give a damn. I'm older than you. Therefore, I know more than you. So you should listen to me. You're a child. You will always be seen as a child. And I think a lot of people miss out on their children for always looking at them like children. You miss out on them. You do. You do. Because who wants to be around that shit all the time? And then just like blow it off to culture. Mm-mm. It's cultural. No. It shouldn't be acceptable. It shouldn't be acceptable to be your culture for the parents to be overbearing, no boundaries, no privacy, no autonomy. You're not smarter than them. That shouldn't be acceptable. Jackie at her office, she's with these women. I don't know. For some reason, I was just like, ooh, like it was sad. To me, it was so sad that those two white women were sitting there with Jackie, not having their well woman exams, and I don't know how long, but them to be like so kind of like, can we take showers first? What did you do before you came here? What did you do with your fucking box before you came here to get a pap smear? What did you do to the point where you think you need to take a shower? Girl, Jackie explains to them it's a self-cleaning oven. The thing cleans itself. Girl, Jackie done probably seen, heard, smelled it all. Okay? So girl, but at that moment I was like, see, that's why Jackie gets paid a lot of money, because ain't no way. Why are you asking me, could you take a shower first? Don't ask me that. I don't know if they was trying to be funny, but anyway, so Jackie gave one of the women pap smear, honey, a gynecological exam. So it is very important for women to get their exams. And it is your personal choice, but it's important for early detection. So that is what Dr. Jackie's recommendations were. Karen has the burger, Botox, and bourbon. They did the massages. And I don't know why damn Martin keeps talking about edibles. He was like, he said, wait, she was like, we're gonna have flowers when they were in their scene. She was like, we're gonna have flowers. The flowers cost so much, we're just gonna have weeds on the table. And he was like, weed? She was like, no, weeds. And then in Dr. Karen's office, he was like, okay, we got injectables in the back. And something, he was like, you got edibles? I was like, what is going on with him? What did Dr. Martin? Oh, he's a dentist. He might smoke a little reefer. I don't know why everything he thinks is something about some weed. Anybody else notice that? Okay, maybe it was just me. Scott and Damon are good. They said they don't have no beef with each other. They're having the small talk, very reserved. I don't know. It was just weird. Anyway, did your wives get the O shot? Did y'all hear Eugene tell Toya, you swear you a sex monster and you're not? I told you. I told you the way that she talks about sex is not It doesn't flow. It's very forced. It's very much, I want you to think I'm a sex kitten, but y'all don't be giving that. Y'all don't be giving that. You too lazy to give that. I'm sorry. You too lazy to give that. That's what I be saying about Candy too. Y'all don't give sex kitten. Y'all give starfish. Starfish. No work. Pillow princess. You swear you a sex monster, and you're not. She be going to town on that vibrator though. No, you're not. She was like, yes, I am. He was like, no, you're not. Make sure this motherfucking thing is on. You swear he said, I swear you be on here acting like you a sex monster. I'm so happy he said that. Y'all mad because Eugene busted her out? Because if she turned around and said, and something about him, y'all would be like, y'all be mad, huh? She shouldn't embarrass her husband. Dr. Eugene said not Dr. Eugene, Dr. Damon said he got hormone therapy. He said he felt like a 13-year-old boy. He said he can't do that no more. So he said it's like an extended release of testosterone. Absolutely not. Can you imagine? Ugh. Work ethic. There's ways you can make money. Yeah, that's when Eugene goes and talks to Dr. Damon. So we already talked about that a little bit. But he was like, yeah, you do this, you do school, you go to school, you go to residency, you get this, you get a placement. And then it's like, why did I do all this? There are other ways to be successful. There are other ways to be successful. So I wonder what he's going to pivot into. Stay in medicine. He's going to stay in medicine. Honey, I know that Dr. Damon got a bunch of board certifications. He's really, really smart. That's another thing. The way Heavenly be calling out Damon's credentials, baby. That's what I'm talking about when I say she like be lifting him up. Like, that's my man. I'm gonna lift him up whenever. I don't mind that. I just the traditional church traditional template that y'all be using in your relationships, I just can't get jiggy with that. I just can't do it. To each his own, honey. You can make another way. He says sometimes you feel like you're walking in the mud. I just think I need another outlet. Cecil and Karen, yeah, massage Martin. That was funny. None of the men wanted to try anything. None of them wanted to try anything. I don't know. That would have been different. That would have been so different in New Jersey. I don't know why the black husbands are so. I do know part of it is just the image, the social image of black men. They can't rest, and they feed into that too. But they can't even rest in like true divine masculinity. They can't even rest. They got to be hyper masculine, imbalanced, like, and it's like imbalanced where they're not hyper masculine, but they're like so reserved that you can't even act like you're enjoying a massage because your peers might think you're a bitch or gay or something. It's like, it's just weird. It's like you can't even relax. Toya goes to a spiritual advisor, Lady C. She says she can't talk to Eugene, so she decided to go to therapy. Let me tell you something. Yes, that's your life partner. If that's what you choose, that's the mission you chose, to grab one person out of the how many billion people and say, I'm going to spend my whole life with you. You grab that person. That person is literally not your everything. Stop thinking that your partner is your everything. They are not your goddamn therapist. If you have the ability to get professional help, go do that. You know you can't talk to your partners about every single thing. Toya cannot express to Eugene how she feels about Eugene without Eugene having a natural reaction that all people have to, you're not doing what I want you to do for me in this relationship. Everybody's going to have a reaction to that. Everybody's going to feel like, well, why aren't you paying attention to what I am doing? Why are you only paying attention to what I'm not doing? So you can't tell your partner everything. They're not your everything. They're not your therapist. They're not your counselor. They're not all of this stuff y'all assign to people that you're supposed to be just traveling the world with or traveling this journey with. Go to therapy. Your partner, I'm gonna just talk to my wife. Don't nobody want to hear all that shit on some real shit. And then you feel obligated because you're like, okay, I married this motherfucker. Now I gotta listen to all the fucking problems. Okay, I hear what you're saying. Don't you think you want to see someone that's professional that can really give you some good advice and you can really talk about how I really get on your nerves? Because I know I get on your nerves. We trying to do this life together. Girl, I can't do it. I can't take it. I can't take it. So she says during COVID they got divided. She says she's not happy. The boys notice that she's not happy. She's crying all the time. So she says she needed to talk to someone. I can't keep blaming Eugene, but this is not the life I wanted. I need to feed myself more positive words, more positive things. And I think what Toya is doing is great. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Again, stop using your partners as your goddamn therapist couch. Especially women. Y'all, if a man is like telling you a bunch of stuff all the time, no, suggest to see somebody and say, I don't even have the capacity to help you deal with whatever it is problem that you're dealing with. I don't have the expertise. I don't have the knowledge. I don't have the education. Can you go to somebody who is professional, who is able to help you deal with the problems that you have? Can you do that? Because you wearing on me, and guess what I have? My own set of problems. So for the sanctity of this union, can you go to somebody else and dump on them? Because I'm tired. And that's real. And women do it a lot. Men don't do it that much. They use their partners as a way to work out their issues instead of going to talk to somebody. And that's why so many women are in therapy, because they're dealing with men who are just dumping on them and doing just it's a culmination of so many things: work life balance, home life balance, children, husband, trying to be the church, the template of the traditional church wife, and all this other shit. It's a lot of pressure. Go talk to somebody. Toya did just right. Eugene tells him he wants a life. Eugene tells Damon he wants a life out. How did you find a life outside of emergency medicine? Plan A is breaking my heart. He needs to have a plan B. Anila's mother, Anila said her house is a disaster. She says her house looks like a junkyard. Oh, a junkyard? I said, ooh, what a description. You got to listen to what people say. She says, I'm not going to follow your rules. I'm your mom. She says, Anila says, I'm not a kid. If you find yourself in conversations with your parents and you keep having to repeat that you're grown or that you're not a kid, you got to reevaluate that relationship. If you're a grown, married person, independent, you do not depend on, you are independent. You don't depend on anyone for your survival. And you are still being treated to where you have to make proclamations that you are not a child. I'm grown. You got to say that how many times? I'm grown. That's a relationship that requires reevaluation. Um, the mom tells Anila, you never listened to me since you were born. You can't tell me how to be. She says, or I can go. She says, or you can change. I'm not going to change. I'm older than you. That's it. When I tell you that whole thing is triggering for me. I have parents like that. Like Anila is a combination of both, where I'm an adult, you're always going to be seen as beneath me. Um, I have parents who parented in a hierarchical parenting style, right? Exactly the way I'm above you. I will never listen to you. You are a child to me. I can't learn from you. You can't teach me a damn thing. I know more than you. I'm not going to change. Her mother says, I can go. And then Anila says, or you can change. But what you're going to have to realize is she's not going to change. So now the ball is in your court. Now the ball is in your court. All right, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.